All right, so UFC 320 just finished, and Alex Pereira is once again the light heavyweight champion of the world, and he made it look easy. Remember coming into this one, he said, Magomed Ankalaev doesn't deserve to be here. He's a crap champion. I'm going to beat him, and he's never going to fight for the belt ever again. Well, that's probably the case, because Pereira just went out there and made it look easy. Didn't dominate the fight, because there wasn't really a fight. It only lasted 1 minute and 20 seconds. As soon as the referee said fight, he sprints over to the octagon, tries to catch Magomed kind of off guard. Magomed's ready for him. They move around a little bit. Pereira's threatening with a few shots. And then after about a minute, massive right hand catches Magomed. He stumbles. He shoots for the legs because he's dazed and he's hurt. Pereira stuffs it. He goes down in just a series of nasty 12-6 elbows, one after the other. Referee steps in, 1 minute 20. Magomed Ankalaev is on the floor still, looking dazed and confused. Pereira gives him multiple jammers, right, or whatever the hell he calls them, and that's it. That was done. And the man was locked in right from the very start. He walked out ready for business. In fact, the whole corner team, they must have choreographed this one, because they're all there, they're all bold, and they're all there behind the cage, just staring, just looking, all being very, very serious, and very scary, and very intimidating. Well, it obviously worked, because Magomed Ankalaev just got flatlined, smoked, destroyed, beaten in 1 minute, 20 seconds. Now, all the talk of him coming in at 40%, maybe there was a little truth to that. I mean, we did talk about him being a little burnt out. We did talk about the schedule that he was on, which was kind of crazy. And certainly it looked like it did catch up to him in his last fight against Magomed Ankalaev. But he was right. There isn't going to be a third match. There isn't going to be a rubber match. Absolutely no way. Alex Pereira now is going to go into new challenges. If Magomed made it competitive, then maybe there would have been a talk of a third match. But it wasn't competitive. It was completely one-sided. It was one of the most vicious beatdowns we've ever seen. Alex Pereira now is a 3-time UFC champion. No UFC champion has ever lost a belt like that and then came back and got it in quick fashion and made it that easy. No champion's ever done that before, losing the belt and coming back again like that. And then when you look here at the record of Alex Pereira and what he's achieved, Joe Rogan and DC, they were talking about this all night, but it is insane. The amount of fights that he's had, what's he had? 16 fights in mixed martial arts. He's a 3-time UFC world champion. He's a middleweight champion. He's a 2-time light heavyweight champ. He's beaten Magomed Ankalaev, that's 1, Jiri 2, Jamal 3, Jan 4, Israel 5, Sean Strickland 6. He's beaten 6 UFC champs along the way. And overall, 13 wins with 11 knockouts. It's pretty goddamn impressive. So the question is, who's next? Is it going to be Carlos Ulberg, or is it going to be Jiri Prochazka? And that leads us next into Jiri's fight, because Jiri Prochazka took on Khalil Rountree. And I got to say, I love Jiri Prochazka. I am a massive fan. This man is an original, okay? He's very, very unique in his fighting style. He's very entertaining. He's got ridiculous knockout power, of course. But tonight, he didn't look too good. In round 1 and round 2, he just looked a little weird. He looked a little off. He had his weird herky-jerky movements. He was kind of very unpredictable in his moving patterns, but just not advisable movements. The hands were low. He was taking a few shots. It looked like Khalil Rountree was going to cruise to a victory. Khalil looked very fast. He looked very technical. Jiri was kind of hesitating. He was backing up Khalil Rountree on occasions, and he had opportunities to strike, but he wouldn't throw. And then Khalil would catch him a couple of times, and like mid-cage, he'd be going, Look, he's very, very frustrated with himself. And as I say, round 1 and round 2, clearly lost those rounds. And round 3, he had to make something happen. And oh my God, Jiri just went forward like a maniac. Like a maniac, throwing everything but the kitchen sink, okay? We got to talk about the cardio of Jiri Prochazka, because the output that he had in that third round was ridiculous, okay? He never stopped throwing punches, flying knees, 1-2s, ripping to the bodies, spinning elbows. At one point, they both traded elbows. Khalil kind of came back into it for a split second. So then Jiri responded. He had Khalil backing up, just beating him down. But these weren't little pitter-patter shots. He wasn't picking him apart and, just slipping and ripping. No, he was swinging with everything that he had. okay? And non-stop. It was unbelievable. And then in the end, it was a 1, 2, 3, and Khalil Rountree falls face down on the canvas. And that was that. Now, of course, Khalil's a great guy, and he's an incredible fighter, and he was winning that fight until he wasn't. Now, Jiri, of course, wants to fight for the belt. Of course he does, but he has fought Alex Pereira twice, okay? Does a third match with Alex, right now, is that the right fight to make? I don't know, because you have got Carlos Ulberg out there. And Carlos Ulberg, it's either an 8 or 9 fight winning streak without looking it up. I think it's 9. A 9 fight winning streak. And I would like to see that. I would like to see Pereira against someone like Ulberg that is a polished kickboxer, because what we saw tonight from Jiri, wild, sensational stuff, a crazy brawl, and that's what's so great about Jiri. It really is, you know what I mean? It's unconventional, it's a little bit weird, but it bloody well works, okay? I wouldn't recommend anyone tries and replicates this style. He's tough as they come, he's got a chin, he's got knockout power, clearly, but I think against someone like Alex Pereira, he's just going to get caught again like he did in the first and the second. He does need to make some adjustment, whereas Carlos Ulberg is a very clean, technical, crisp kickboxer, and someone that's about the same size as Alex Pereira. So it'd be a very, very interesting matchup. That would be my pick, to be honest. Even though Jiri was standing there looking like Ryu from Street Fighter 2, standing there, got changed. He was in like his gi, standing at the octagon side. He actually shed a tear when Alex Pereira won. And by the way, that reminds me, got to give a special shout out to Alex to Alex Pereira, because Alex, he made sure in his octagon speech to ask for a moment of silence for Jon Jones, his brother that passed away. And that's awful news. I'm sure you heard about this. His brother passed away yesterday, Arthur Jones. And I'm sure Jon Jones is, and the whole family are going through it right now. So obviously our condolences. I mean, no one would wish that upon anybody. And I just thought that was a class act. It really was, from Alex Pereira to do that in that moment. And of course, all of our thoughts are with the Jones family in this difficult time. Pereira gets it done. Jiri gets it done. The co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili taking on Cory Sandhagen. Another tremendous fight. So Cory Sandhagen comes out and looks like Cory Sandhagen. Looked like he was going to do what he said he was going to do. Moving around, picking his shots, looking dangerous, quick, slick, unpredictable, stuffing the takedowns, making it really tough for Merab Dvalishvili, and kind of troubling if you're in the corner of Merab. However, as we know, it's a 5-round affair. And that was only the first round. Second round, Merab comes out and just puts it on him, one after the other. Takedown after takedown after takedown. And then at the end of the second round, when Cory thought he was going to defend the takedown, Merab just unloads with a really long punch combination, almost drops Cory Sandhagen. Looks like he was going to finish the fight. The referee was watching it really closely, and Cory just makes it to the final bell and makes it out of the round. After that, Merab just took over. Excuse me, my voice is a little shot from doing Power Slap and Contender and maybe a late night in Vegas last night.
Are you intoxicated?
Rounds 3, 4, and 5, Merab just takes over. He needed 3 more takedowns in this fight to hit the 100 takedown mark in the UFC. Well, now he's got 117 takedowns because he didn't get 3 takedowns. He got 20 takedowns. He became the first person to hit 10 takedowns in 5 different UFC fights. Merab Dvalishvili is an insane talent. He is the greatest bantamweight fighter that the sport has ever seen. I mean, when you go through his record and look at the people that he's beaten and the way that he's doing it, 21 wins, 4 losses, but currently on a ridiculously long win streak. I think it's 15 wins. He beats Cory Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, Petr Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. Nothing but greats, nothing but former champions. Merab Dvalishvili is sitting at the top of that division. What does he do next? Who does he fight? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, take my money. If they said they were going to do Merab Dvalishvili versus Alexander Volkanovski, I would want to see that fight. And I know that Merab wants to stay in his division. He is quite a bit smaller than Alexander Volkanovski. But I'll be honest, I don't know who he's going to fight next. Yes, he did call out Petr Yan, and Petr Yan's on a good little streak, and they had a close matchup the first time. So that would be a good fight. But if he does, and when he gets through Petr Yan, He's got to fight Volkanovski at some point. That'd be my pick. Anyway, Youssef Zalal got a quick armbar over Josh Emmett. Quick takedown and then hits an old school armbar from his back in guard. Hits an armbar. We don't see too many of those these days because everyone knows how to defend. And then opening up the main card, Joe Pyfer beats Abus Magomedov in the second round. Submitted him with a face crank. There it is. There's the main card. We went into the main card. Well, there were 7 stoppages in a row. 2 on the undercard and then 5 on the main card. The main card finishes in every single fight. UFC 320, a sensational event, once again at the T-Mobile Arena. Let me know in the comment section who you think Merab should fight next. What should be next for Alex Pereira? Let me know. Merab Dvalishvili, what do we do with this guy? And Jiri Prochazka, does he fight for the belt next? Does he fight someone else? Did you love that? Did you hate that? I thought the performance was amazing. It was a typical Jiri Prochazka performance. It was crazy. It was mental. It was chaos, but it was bloody well entertaining. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section. As usual, subscribe and ring the bell. By the next time I do a video, my voice will have recovered. So do come back. I'll be doing some more videos around this card tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. You guys take care. Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Goodbye.